on this computer. Okay.
I remember that.
You say that after I start recording. I'm done with you. Okay. Now, so, like I said, we kind of broke up different topics to do, and I'll get started with what I'm going to talk about. I feel like if you're on our teams, like you may have heard me say this a million times, and what Courtney's going to say, you may have heard her say it a million times, but I feel like every time you hear something, you can get something new out of it. And for a lot of you guys that haven't heard me, there's like a hurricane hitting. If you haven't heard me speak about this in a while, I think it's going to be good. I'm going to talk all about kind of mindset and your growth in this and holding yourself accountable, because I feel like so many times when it comes to businesses or success or anything that you look outwards for accountability, which is great. Like, I think that you can always have accountability partners. You can have people that you're close with. Me and Courtney do that a lot with each other when we're having those down moments, but on a daily basis, you need to know that you can hold yourself accountable, because if you can't do that, nobody else can. And I'm always super honest when people ask me stuff like this, and I'll be like, oh, well, you know, I just feel like I need somebody to hold me accountable, or I need somebody to do this for me, or I need somebody to message every day. And I'm like, why? You know, I'm like, is what you're working for not enough for you to hold yourself accountable? Is what you want not enough to make you work your business by yourself every single day? You know, I think it's great to have pep talks with people where they can lift you up and pour into you, and that's awesome. But if you cannot do that for yourself, you're roadblocking yourself. You're getting in your own way. You okay, babe? You're roadblocking yourself. So if you can't do that for yourself on a daily basis, you're not going to be able to up level or see the next level of success if you can't just hold yourself accountable. And I talk about this a lot with my team, about it being like your growth game and your up level game. And if you're not seeing success, or you're not promoting like you want to, or this or that isn't happening for you, I always say that you need to mirror check yourself. And I want you to wake up tomorrow morning and look yourself in the mirror and have a legit conversation with holding yourself accountable, and ask yourself what you're doing on a daily basis. You know, are you working hard enough to get that promotion? Are you growing enough to accept that next level of success? Are you doing this and that to have that happen for you? Because if you're not up leveling and you're not growing, there's literally no freaking way that your business can. It cannot happen. There's that quote I say all the time. I just said on a live I just did. Your paycheck will never outgrow your mind. So if you're not every single day up leveling and growing and reading and doing your IPAs and working your business and doing this and that, you can't expect to be blessed with that success. You know, you can be aligned with what you're doing, but you have to meet that blessing. Like that blessing that's coming to you, if you're not putting in the work to get there, it's not going to happen. You know, so instead of looking outwards for this accountability and saying, oh, well, I need this person and I need to find somebody that can hold me accountable, you need to do it for yourself. You know, and if you can't seem to, I want you to have that mirror check and say, you know, is your why or whatever you're doing this for, is it big enough? You know, have you honestly dug down deep enough to get down to why you're doing this? Because if you knew your why and you were living for your why and breathing for your why, and it was that important to you, like nobody would have to tell you to do jack. Like nobody would have to tell you or hold you accountable or anything like that, because you will be so fired up and so passionate that nothing is going to get in your way. And that comes from getting uncomfortable and really realizing, being honest with yourself, what you're struggling with, or maybe what you're not doing, or what you want to change. So when people say, you know, oh, my paycheck's not going up, I'm not promoting, I'm not doing this and that, it all starts from in here. So ask yourself, have that mirror check tomorrow morning and say, am I truly growing? Can I look at when I started until now, you know, and has my mind grown? Has my mindset grown? And ask yourself those hard questions with what are you doing on a daily basis to grow your business? What do you need to do with your IPAs? And I say this all the time, if you need to write down every single IPA you need to do on a daily basis, do it. I don't care. If you need to write down, I need to wake up at this time, I need to make sure that I interact on my page, I need to make sure I post, I need to make sure I go on my story, write it down every single day. If you look in my planner, every single day I write out the same things, and that's how I hold myself accountable. So ask yourself those hard questions, have that mirror check, and also with the mindset and the mind growth, the self-talk is so huge in that. So not only how are you talking to yourself on a daily basis, but who are you surrounding yourself with? And this is huge. You need to have a check with the people that you're surrounding yourself by. There's that whole quote where it's like, you are the sum of the 5 people that you're around. So are the people around you challenging you to grow, pushing you to grow? And then the way you're talking to yourself, are you talking to yourself in a loving manner? You know, are you speaking out those affirmations? Are you manifesting? Are you doing all those things to talk about your dream? And this is kind of how I laid it out to anybody I ever talked to about this. If you're not okay with somebody else saying something to you, don't you dare say it to yourself. You know what I mean? If you're like, oh, well, I can't do that, or I can't hit that promotion, or maybe I'm just not meant for this, or, you know, I'm just not good at social media, all those things, like I can't sign a customer, blah, blah, blah. If somebody came up and was like, you're just not good at social media, I'd be like, excuse me? You know what I mean? Like, if you're not okay with somebody else talking like that to you, don't talk to yourself like that. And that can be in any aspect. It can be about your confidence, or just anything about you loving yourself, because this is all going to come from that and growing yourself. So that is the number one thing I tell everyone. If they're like, why am I not growing? Why is this not happening? Why am I not promoting? And I'm like, have you grown? You know, do you honestly think that you're putting in the work every single day to grow yourself along with your brand and your business? And if you can't look back in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, however long, and say, yeah, I'm a different person, like I've grown so much, or this has changed for me, or I've had all these huge aha moments, and, you know, I'm learning to love myself and I'm learning how to be myself more. If you can't say yes to those questions, that's what you need to focus on. Like, that's what you have to get down to the root of, is, are you truly having a growth game, and are you up leveling? So always check that with yourself. And if you're looking outside for accountability, look within. Dig deeper, figure out more of your why, because no one, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. People are saying they can't hear me. So have that mirror check. And that's what I always tell my team. And that's what I call it, is have a mirror check with yourself tomorrow morning and say, you know, is what I'm asking for to be blessed with, to get what I'm working for, am I meeting that goal? You know, am I putting in enough work to have that blessing come to me? So I think that is really big. And something else that Courtney wanted me to talk about is kind of like a team environment in a sense, but learning to really like love on your team. And I don't mean, that doesn't mean like talk to them all day long or stay in chats all day long. That's not what that means, but you need to believe in what you're a part of. And you need to know that it empowers you and it supports you, and everything that you need or somebody new that you bring in needs is available to them because of what you're a part of. And that is something that, like, my tribe, we pride ourselves so hard on, is that we love the heck out of each other, and that shows through. And people want to be a part of that outside of the business, outside of making money. They want supportive women. So when you can really hone in and be like, hey, what I'm a part of is really badass, and I need to recognize that and really hone in on it. Like I always say, like, open up. Like, let it become a part of your day-to-day life, and not just like, oh, that's my team or that's my business. Like, it's a part of what you are, you know? So have that, and make sure that you are really honing in on that and staying close with that, because that, creating that environment, somebody needs that. And when they can see that shine through when you're posting or your lives, or when you're talking about a team member, they're going to be like, I really want a friend like that. Like, I want something like that. And the other side that I think is really important with that is, like I said, to know that when you're bringing somebody in, they have everything they need. And I have this talk with my leaders all the time when we do our like beginning of the month chats for 12Ks and up and whatnot. I think that as we promote and as we grow and as we get team members, I think that we kind of get stuck in this like management mode, like cycle, where you think that because you up leveled or you did this and that all of a sudden you have to change, and you have to make 4 team chats, and you need to make your own team page, and you need to do all. You don't have to do all that. I can promise you that. Like, of course, girls in my downline, they have their team chats. I'll tell you that all the time, so that they can really have that bond with their team. But like, when it comes to our team page, we have 1 team page. And I feel like I kind of got into this too, as I started signing more people. I was like, do I need to do more? Do I need to do like a phone call? Do I need to be on the Zoom with everybody I sign? And I had to sit back and be like, they have everything they need. If this got you to where you are, it's duplicatable. It's going to get them to where they are. And you have to notice that success and be confident in what you have. And what I find that I always have to mirror check myself with is when I am focusing too much on that, or creating X amount of new trainings, or doing X amount of giveaways, or like I get stuck in that role of like, okay, I need to do more for my team. I'm in a lack mindset. And I'm doing that because I feel like something isn't working, or like the momentum's not there, or this and that. I'm sorry. There's a tornado warning. Awesome. Hope the Wi-Fi stays in. So I have to check myself and realize that if I'm like worrying about what everybody else is doing and what everybody else needs, and, oh, I need to make this and that, and I need to change this, that's my own business lacking. That's because I'm not working as hard as I should be. That's because I'm not enrolling as much as I should be. And you then tend to put that on your team, and you're checking in too much, or you're doing this or that, and you're trying to reinvent the wheel. When the wheel is not broke, don't fix it. You have what you need and they have what they need. When you're saying like, oh, my team's not working, this is not working for them, maybe it's the trainings, maybe I need to do a giveaway. No, you need to look in the mirror and say, like, do I need to self-check myself? Do I need to work harder? Do I need to tweak a few things? And realize that you're having that mentality because it's a lack mindset inside of you, because you're freaking out about your own business. So I always say that, never get stuck in that management mode. Know that what your team has is so special, and they have all the support they need and all the training that they need, and everything is there. And if you're ever freaking out about, why are the numbers this, or why is this happening? And, why aren't people enrolling? Like, are you enrolling? You know what I mean? Like, I always have to ask myself that. If I'm like, oh, well, like, numbers are this. And I'm like, okay, well, like, what did you do yesterday? Like, you lay in bed and watch Netflix? No, like, you have to step your game up. So never get in that management mode of trying to fix other people. If you can wake up every day with integrity and put like full passion and hard work into your business, that's the people you're going to attract. That's what your team is going to follow. And even if some people end up not working or not doing this and that, you're attracting the right people. Okay. Whoever you are is what you're going to attract. So if you're working half-assed, you're going to get half-assed workers that slack off. That's not who you want on your team. You have to shine through with what you want on your team. So that's super important. Just not reinventing the wheel. Know that they have what they need. Stay out of that management mode. Whenever I feel myself slipping into that, I'm like, okay, well, I need to do something, because that's a lack mindset. And that's me putting my fears and what I'm feeling onto other people. And that's not fair. I need to just wake up and intentionally work my business and know that they have everything they need, but I'm the pace. I have to lead this. I have to show this. And if I'm worried or I'm freaking out, it's because I know that I'm not doing enough. That's like your conscious being like, hey, step it up a little bit. So always lead from the front with that. That's all I have right now. If we get questions, I'll go on, but I'll bounce it to you.
I love that, because Em and I have been friends for several months now. And whenever she said that, it just kind of hit me, because we do check-ins of, like, I would say frequently, but not every day. And it's funny because we're competitive, very healthy. And there are times where it's slow, and there are times where I'm ahead, she's ahead, whatever. And never once, and not by choice, just because I guess the way our brains are wired, have we ever had that conversation and been like, my team's, and I'm not saying, I would never say this, but some people may say this, my team's sucking, like, what's going on? No one's enrolling. Every time Em and I have ever had that conversation, Em's like, hey, numbers are down. And I'm like, well, pull this report. She pulls it. She's like, yep, they're still down. Every time we feel like that, we bounce back with, I've got to enroll more. I've got to enroll more. We have never spent 1 minute looking at, well, that leg was bigger last month, or this. It's never like that. And that just kind of hit me when you said that. It's always, gosh, okay. I mean, to be real, like, transparent, usually goes something like this. Well, shit, I'm on my period and I'm in my feelings and I've got to get my head back in the game. And I'm like, dang it, me too. Like, how did we sink and you're in Oklahoma? Like, that's how our minds work, because we're constantly checking ourselves and not trying to manage other people. And I think that's why our pace, finding that accountability partner, while you are your number one accountability partner, but having someone that's healthy in your life, like Em and I have with each other, she would never say to me, well, what's your team doing? Well, where are they falling? No, she's like, where are your enrollments? That's how we roll. And I love that. So find that person. It's super important. Some things that Em wanted me to talk about that I'm super passionate about are my enrollments. And so I'm just going to start talking. I have like a little Post-it note, and my team knows, like, I'm such a squirrel, but these are things that I have thought of. Okay. Whenever it is a new month, this is how my mind works. I look at my credits. Okay, so if you are wanting to know, and I'll tell you, like last month I signed 114 people. I don't even know how many people I've signed this month. I am a mass enroller because I freaking will walk through fire to get someone in the computer to change their life, and especially when I know I'm going to be busy. So like last month I was in town for a total of 7 days, no more than 4 days straight at a time, and I enrolled 114 people. Okay, most people that would have been their excuse, that was my fire, right? But why didn't just wake up and go, I'm going to enroll people? I had a plan. So here is how my brain works. I always look whenever it rolls over to the first of the month and I see how many credits do I have, okay? What specials are they rolling out? And I take that and I make it my own. I never, ever, ever post, hey, it's buy two, get one free, okay? I never post a graphic. If I post something and 20 other people can take that image and post it, it's spam, okay? So I go and I look and I'll say, like, let's say I had 200 credits, right? And my immediate goal was always something small. So my immediate goal this month was I've got to earn my trip for me and Jay. I knew I needed X amount of customers, right? Let's say I needed 10. I'll take my credits and I'll know what I have to work with, okay? I will then go and that's how I will talk to people, okay? So I don't post like, hey, I have 200 extra credits, hit me up. What is that? What the hell does that even mean? So then you think, oh, 2 people want a 3-step system and you're going to give each one of them $100 off. Hot damn. No. You have got to learn the art of leveraging and maximizing what you have, okay? So if you need, like your immediate goal is you need 10 customers in, you better be leveraging with $20 in credits or $20 off. You have got to think and be smart. Even though our company lays out sales, lays out credits, those are resources that I am so thankful and grateful for, but you have got to be smart about them. I take that, I divide it by the number of enrollments that I need for an immediate goal. Oh, sorry, I'm getting feedback. I don't know where that, okay. And then I go from there. So that's one thing I do. Use your credits smart. Use them very, very smart. Today I went live and said, I'm doing a sale and I have 4 spots for DFTs back that I think back to my old company. I could have been like, I have 4 spots. No, for real, legit. Here are my 4 packs of DFTs. This is what I have to offer you. You buy step 1 and 2, step 3s on me. I'm not telling you have to do this. I am telling you this is how I get people in the computer. I use what I have and I do it very, very efficiently. I have a closet full of product because I thrive for free every month, and so does my husband, so does my mom, so does my dad, so does my in-laws. Be smart when you're enrolling customers, okay? I have a closet full of stuff I can leverage with. We have credits we can leverage with. We have sales that we can leverage with. Let me look at, hold on. Start big and work backwards. So anytime I'm talking with someone, I am hitting them up with the 3 steps at a minimum, right? But at first I'm establishing a point of contact. So I don't cold message. I've never sent a cold message. I'm creating a need. How do I do that? I have very intentional posting. When I post, it is going to be like I've lost weight or this is what this business has done for me. And then I have created an open door for them to get in my inbox, right? Every post, think of it like that. Think of it as you want to roll out the welcome mat and you are opening the door for them to get in your inbox. If you are posting and you are putting everything in that post, there is no way anyone's ever going to ask you a question because they're not going to have any. So if I say something like, I have all the energy in the world thanks to this, I just took mine off because it was falling off. But thanks to this, I'm not saying what it is. I'm not saying what company it is. I'm not saying how much it costs. I'm not telling you that I have a free pack. I am straight up creating curiosity. I will tell your team, like I tell my team, maybe a little inappropriate, but when I post, I think of it as dating. If you go home with a guy on the first date and you sleep with him, they're never going to call you again, right? If you tell them how crazy you are and you show them you're crazy and you're like, okay, I'm just going to tell you my whole life story and then I'm just going to take you home, you're never going to hear from them again. Don't post like that either. Think of it the same way. Give people a little bit. Keep them coming back for more. They're going to want more. They're going to get up and go, what is M doing today? What is M doing today? Wonder where she is. Wonder how much weight she's lost. Wonder what's going on. That's what you want people thinking when they think of you and your brand. No matter what your color scheme is, no matter what your, organizations are you want them coming back for more. Okay. So start big, work backwards. So I'd start with you. And then if you're kind of like not responding, then I might say, hey girl, if we get your order in today, I can take $20 off because I know I have a bank of credits. Then maybe if that doesn't work, I'm like, well, I got 10 packs of DFTs. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, I just found a pack of DFTs. I am leveraging. I am working with them any way I can to get them in the computer. At a minimum, I will get them to purchase a sample pack from me. That has got to be your mindset. Every single person you interact with. And here's the thing. I don't want you to think every single person I interact with, I'm thinking I'm going to make a sale. Every single person I am interacting with has a need. Okay? They have a need. We've already established that. It's not about making the sale. It's how can I get their need met? Is it going to be the 3 steps? Is it going to be the 3 steps with $20 off? Is it going to be they can only afford a sample pack, but I know I'm going to meet their need. It's not about you waking up going, I need a sale. It's about you waking up going, I'm going to find somebody and I'm going to meet their need today, and being smart about it. Exactly. I love that. So, whenever you do have someone and you're like, oh, I could get as a sample pack. Well, that's money in your pocket. Number one. Number two, that's genius because now they have the products in their body. And I would bet my kid's life on it that 9 out of 10 people that try our products love them. So I have confidence in what I'm doing. I'm not worried. Making sure your posting is authentic, like I said, and it's not spammy. Y'all, I see it all the time. People get excited. There's a sale. Their credits hit, and it's like they throw up all over their Facebook page. Less is more. And I know that's so hard. It's like legit going out with a guy on the first date and you're just like, oh my God, you're so freaking hot. You're cute. They'd be like, you're psycho. Like, I'm going to go ahead and end this date right now. Don't be like that on your social media. Have confidence. Have confidence. We have something that works. We have the right vehicle, right? Have confidence when you're leveraging with someone. Like you're a BMW dealership. You got the good shit, right? You got the good shit. Somebody's going to walk in and know and see the value. They've got to see it though. Don't devalue your product or yourself or your self-esteem when someone tells you no. Somebody will see it, okay? Use before and after sparingly and use them authentically, okay? I want you to think about that. I do not post before and afters every day. I post before and afters when I want to hit somebody hard, like when I see a really good one, when I have a good one of myself, whenever I've eaten like shit because it's the 4th of July and realize half of America has, and I want to hit them with a damn, right? What is she doing? Or like, it's just thoughtful. It's got to be thoughtful, and it's got to be more than I need a customer. It's got to be more than that. It's got to be getting ready for the beach in a week, feeling myself before. Sorry, it's got to be something like that that's going to draw someone in. Okay, I don't use before and afters every day. I would say I probably only use them once a week. I know the people in my before and afters because they're real, they're authentic, and I use them a lot in my stories, my Instagram stories and my Facebook stories. I do not use them a lot as a straight up post. One post that I love that I made was holding up a pair of jeans from whenever it was pre-Thrive to then like a pair of jeans I bought when I was like, holy crap, I can wear a size 3, and then me in my size 3 jeans. I didn't say like I use 3 steps or this is how much this stuff costs. Nothing like that. And I encourage you, if you do use a before and after, I would say something like I said, like vacation in a week, feeling myself, or damn, what a difference 3 days makes. But do not say, here's Emma. Emma has used 3 products for the last 16 days and 4 hours. These are the 3 products. Like, no, don't do that. That's spam. Even if you say my 3 steps, capsules, no. Here's why. People are in my inbox all day and they're like, what the hell do you sell? What do you do for a living? What products are you on? How did you lose weight? Okay. And you're sitting here going, really? Because I'm Courtney, I'm with Thrive. I make my money, I'm a 200K. Like, you can answer all those questions because we have a relationship, because you know me. But you'll never grow that relationship and people will not trust you. People trust me so much now. I just opened up my Instagram and some person's like, here's my MasterCard, has sent me a picture because they want a 3-day sample. I don't even know if they live in our country or not, because they see me and I'm real. And that's the kind of relationship you have to establish, right? But it's because I am authentically growing those relationships with people. I'm not just trying to make a sale. So my before and afters, I use them sparingly. I just say that because I see a lot of them and that becomes spam. People don't get on your social media to be sold to. They get on social media because they're nosy, because they want to know what you're up to. And then once they are intrigued, they want to know what you're doing and how you're doing it. I have people ask me every single day, what do you do for a living? Before, I don't think I owned clothes that didn't match my company, right? Now they're like, what is she doing? Like, how is she flying all over the world? Because I've created curiosity. You don't have to be flying over the world. You don't have to be sitting at the top to create curiosity. I created curiosity from day one. I'll never forget my first posts were energy on fleek, energy for days, energy on point. And people are like, how do you have so much energy, right? Simple as that. It's not hard to create curiosity. One thing I do is I pull people from Instagram constantly. And y'all may already do this. You may already be taught to do this. But this is something where I know you have a younger team. But for me, Instagram was like how I feel about Twitter right now. Like, if you were like Twitter could die and I'd be okay, because I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, it makes no sense to me. Why are you going to tweet? I don't have a brain cell for that. But when I was a high school principal, people are like, oh, I'm just on Twitter. And I'm like, I don't get that, right? That's how I used to feel about Instagram. But I'm getting with the times. Like, I'm trying to learn to be more hip. And I'm pulling people off of Instagram. Instagram to me is just brilliant. So those of you that haven't embrace it yesterday, because there are billions of people. I don't even know how to compare Instagram to Facebook. Instagram is like an audition of people, right? And they get their golden ticket to make it to my Facebook, right? That's how I view it. And once you can get them from your Instagram, and they pass, through and they make it to the next round on your Facebook, then they get a whole nother level of you. They get your lives. They get your seeing your interaction. It's like they're either peeking in your window or now they have a seat on your couch, right? And that has opened up so many doors for me. I was so scared. I was so against it. I'm older than M, and so Instagram was like super cool to me because there was filters, and that was it. I didn't understand hashtags or any of that, but I wasn't afraid to learn. So if you can get someone to talk to you on Instagram by posting and creating curiosity, the very first thing I say to them, no matter what, I could literally post flat tummy pills, message me for info. I'll answer that in 1 second, Chris. The very first thing I say is, do you have Facebook? I want to send you a voice memo. And if they're like, I don't have Facebook. And then if I'm like, okay, give me your phone number so I can send you a voice memo. And if they're like, I have a Droid, then I'm like, oh, Jesus. Because then I just don't even know how I'm going to communicate with them, because I'm all about getting, a voice memo to them. But 9 times out of 10, they'll either get me on Facebook or they'll send me their phone number. I don't ask them if they will. I don't go, would you mind? I used to for a year. Would you feel comfortable? No, I don't really give a shit if you feel comfortable or not. Or a lot of times I'll just screenshot my Facebook and say, add me on Facebook. I'm sending you a voice memo. Or sometimes I'll even say, here's my phone number. Text me. I'm sending you a voice memo. Assume the sale. Assume the relationship. Don't make it awkward and say, well, I'm not like creepy Courtney from Texas. Do you mind sending me your number? Like, don't be a weirdo. Don't make it weird. Make it assume. Be confident and be like, I need you on a different platform. That's what you've got to think in your brain, right? Then once I have them on a different platform, I say a lot too, I do a lot of live events on Facebook. I want to make sure you never miss them. If they are kind of like hesitant, boom, I have you on 2 platforms. I never, ever, 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 ever recommend, and I would assume has the same feeling as me, ever, ever, ever recommend having a business anything. There is not a business Courtney sitting here and a personal Courtney laying on my couch right now. I am Courtney. People join me. People would join me because I love the shit out of my team if I was selling unicorn toilet paper. That's how I want to run my life and run my business. Have I ever had a business page? Yes, and it sucked. It sucked the life out of me. It didn't work. I always will tell you, try it. Try things. But if it doesn't work and it's not duplicatable, then stop doing it. A good idea can be just that, a good idea. But if it's not a duplicatable idea, then it doesn't work and don't do it. Me and one of my girls had to talk about it, and it doesn't mean you're stupid. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means it was a good idea. I could have a really great idea to open up a restaurant right in the middle of vegan town. Great idea, doesn't fit the need. A business page you do not need for network marketing. A business page would be appropriate for a boutique. A business page would be appropriate whenever you are shipping something and they need to click on a link and order it from your home, right? I can't tell you enough. It's a way, it divides who you are as a person. I am raw. I am authentic. I want people to know my life. I want them to know what my kids are doing. I want them to know who I am. That's why people fall in love with me. That's why people fall in love with Em and Steph and Katie and all of y'all, is because you give them a peek inside your life. It's like a soap opera. It's like we're our own reality TV show, right? We're hot messes that we're not cool, but people are like, they're curious about us. But if I was like, oh, this is Courtney over here, and I mean, think about that. And I was like, you can add me on my professional page, but my personal life is private. I wouldn't have a team, right? You want to be raw. You want to be authentic. You want to show the world who you are, because who I am and who Em is 2 totally different people. We draw from 2 totally different crowds, but our vision's still the same. Our goal is still the same. Yes, the number one thing you should do is be marketing yourself. The product takes care of itself. The comp plan takes care of itself. When people trust you, they, like I said, will follow you to the end of the earth. And I don't mean that to sound weird. I don't mean that to sound cultish. I mean it to sound like when you're, because of where we came from, not because I'm in a cult. Like when that integrity's there, when that trust is there, when that trust and that relationship is there, people already know you're selling something, right? You don't have to shove that down their throat. But when they can make a connection to you and your personality and who you are, maybe it's like, you know, Em's a dog mom. Em knows I hate my dogs. Sorry if you love your dogs. I hate my dogs. Like I'm a mom. Like we have different things that make us who we are. I want people that can connect with that, because that's what's going to, I always say, when you make a sale or you sign a business partner, what's going to keep them coming back is not the product. The product the retention itself is there, right? But what's going to keep them ordering from you or working with you is that you've made a personal connection with them. I can get people in the computer all day long, but if I don't have that customer service layer and I don't have that personal connection, it doesn't mean you're best friends with them. It just means you're raw, you're real, you're authentic. When times get hard, they're going to stop ordering. Whenever times get hard and they're on your team, they're going to quit and disappear. How easy is it to ghost somebody you don't have a connection with, right? But when you feel like you're a part of something, whenever you really let your guard down and let teammates in and show who you are, that's whenever you work together as a community when times get hard, when sales get low, when the company rolls out something and you're like, really? Or whatever it may be, that's whenever your tribe is so thick that it sticks together and it just knocks down one wall and rolls right into the next win together. I don't know if there's anything else. Those were the notes. just really thinking smart about how you utilize your credits to leverage to get people in the computer, even whenever they do buy two get one free. I don't post it's buy two get one free. I'll post something like stupid crazy sale going on. If you've never what did I say today? Like, if you haven't talked to me, or if we haven't started tackling your health goals, like, we should chat, something like that. Chloe, I'm going to be completely honest and transparent. I don't check in with my customers. I don't. They check in with me. I don't have time. And here's my take on that. I am so confident in our products that I don't worry about that. I have them on my Facebook. Most of the time I've made some sort of connection with them. So I may be like one of them I know is getting married. One of them's about to have a baby. So I may say like something like, hey, when are you due? Or, hey, how was your wedding? Or great pictures. So I'm still keeping that relationship going, but I'm not like, hey, it's day 4 of your product. How are you feeling? I don't know. That's just, and I'm not saying it's a strength, but I do have a pretty good retention rate because I personally feel like our products work so good that that piece takes care of itself. But all of my customers have my phone number. All of my customers have me at their disposal, so they know that they can be like, hey, switch up my order, or hey, do this. But I feel like sometimes in that area, less is more. I know some people message every single one of their auto ship customers and say, your auto ship's running tomorrow. I don't at all. Like, that, to me, like, that's on them. They know that. And I'm confident that our products work, that they're going to want them tomorrow, right? I don't have a system for that. I also don't have a system for, and M may cringe when I say this. I don't know how she does this, but I don't have a follow-up list.
No, I used to cringe when you said that, and I don't do follow-ups anymore. And okay. You know that when 9-10 months ago, I was religiously like, it comes with confidence. It comes with knowing that, like, I trust that who's being brought to me is being brought to me, and I need somebody to want this. Like, I can't want it badder than they want it. And they need to want it bad enough to take the initiative. And, like, that's the kind of people that I want on my team, is people that handle their ish. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes. So I teach my team that I have what I call a follow-up, but I don't have a follow-up list. And if I even consider you a potential, you've given me a reason why you're my potential. Okay. What does that look like? That looks like I cannot order until July 20th because that's when I get paid, and I'm in Messenger with you and I say, awesome, let's set us a reminder. And I set a reminder right then and there. I set reminders in Messenger, and I talk to Siri to remind me certain things. Other than that, I don't have a pen and paper follow-up list. I don't, because I spent so much time with the what ifs and the fence sitters that I, like Em said, it's because I was in a place and in a business where I wasn't confident. Now I'm like, I have the shit. Like, I got the goods, right? Everyone knows. And when you get that in your mind, like, it's like, this is going to sound really horrible. Please don't judge me. But it's like, you're the drug house. Like, everyone knows where to go and get the good stuff from. They come into you. They're knocking on your door, right? When you have that confidence that, like, people want what I have, they come to you who say they will have money, say 2 weeks from today. Yes, I would follow up with that person. If someone said I will have money in 2 weeks from today, would I follow up with them? If they were like, look, I get paid in 2 weeks, I would say, awesome, let's set a reminder. If someone said, I don't have the money now, I'll let you know when I do, I say, awesome, why don't you message me whenever you're serious about getting started? And I'll be blunt with them and say that. Like, don't waste my time if you don't have the money. Am I organized in general? No. Nope. And more nope. I'm not at all. I'll talk for like 5 more minutes and then I'll shut up because I could talk all night. I wake up in the morning and I'm going to walk you through my day. I wake up in the morning and the first thing I do which good or bad, whatever, this is what I do. I find a quote that speaks to me. Sometimes my quotes, I'm not in a good place, and so I'll send them to M first, and I'll say, should I post this, or is this too obvious that I'm in a really shitty place in my mind? And she's like, well, you could post that, but well, I don't, whatever. We bounce off of each other whenever we're in like really shitty places. And I find a quote that speaks to me. I find a badass picture, or maybe I couldn't sleep the night before and I've already edited one. It's not of me laying in the bed in the morning because I look like the Grinch that stole Christmas with my hair. And so I'm like, okay, I make my post and I start my day. And I'm going to once you get in the groove of your IPAs, you will wreck shop on your day. I don't have necessarily a to-do list. I don't have anymore. Here are my 6 IPAs. My business runs every day. My business runs when I'm in the movie. If I'm on an 8-hour flight, I get off my flight and there's messages. Why? Because I post consistently, I interact consistently, and I'm there. My doors are never closed. I do not take a day off. You may think I'm crazy. I think you're crazy if you do take a day off. And here's why. This is the only industry that will pay you in your sleep. This is the only industry that if you're laid up in the hospital, or your mom is, or your dad is, where you can actually prepare yourself for the unexpected. Okay? Don't let you're busy, you're on vacation, or any of that shit be an excuse. Let that be your why. No Days Off, Fetty Wap song, look it up. I jam that shit all the time. No Days Off, right? That is how I've gotten where I am. And my day just goes from there. I don't have pre-planned posts. I don't use Hootsuite. I don't use any of that. Why? That's not authentic to me. It's just not. My day may be really good. My day may start really good and end really shitty. And if it is, then I'm going to post about that. Being a product of the product is super important. Like Tamika's saying, I share that kind of stuff. I share during the day, what am I getting to do? Like if you go back and look at my wall, look at my contact post about my pair of contacts. That's a really good example of my day being a surprise. I failed my team that day and didn't even do the work with me I was supposed to because I was too busy freaking out. Am I going to get into the doctor or not to get my contacts? But that was a real raw post. And then it hit me. I'm worried about getting into the doctor and not even do I have enough money to pay for these contacts. That's what I mean by being real and being raw, and no, I'm not organized, because I want people to have a peek inside my real-time life. I used to be fake with my posts. I used to pre-plan them. I used to be like, ooh, I don't do that anymore. This is me. This is who I am. And I try to think of myself in a very humbling manner as like my best friend just left. And she's like, have fun with your television show you're about to do with your team, because she doesn't get it. Like I like the Truman Show, right? It's a peek inside my life. This is what I do. I am like organized. I actually, Ariel hired somebody, and when she's like, what will I be doing for you? And Em even asked me, what does she do for you? I was like, she keeps my shit together, period. She gets the banana pills off my nightstand. She brings me my capsules in the morning whenever I've already started my business calls. She does my laundry. She mails out my samples for me. I pay her $10 an hour. It's the best $10 an hour I've ever invested into my business. Yeah, she brought Stephanie her capsules. I think she even cleaned out Stephanie's purses for her once. She cleans out my purses. I just, if that's not your strength, Katie, hush. If that's not your strength, don't stress about it. Develop your mind where it's weak, but don't worry about necessarily a skill set that's weak. Because if you have a skill set that's strong, capitalize on that skill set that's strong. Like Em is a badass at editing pictures. She's not going to spend the next 6 months figuring out Twitter. Like who cares, right? She's going to be a millionaire because she does what she's good at and she does more of that. So I say that to say I'm a hot mess express. I'm unorganized. There's dishes in my sink from 3 days ago that I, instead of doing, have already put on the list for my assistant to do tomorrow. Own your messy, own who you are, and work in your strengths. And I'll be quiet.
No, that's amazing. And I feel like that's what I try so hard to relay is my tagline is that you need to show the feelings, not the features. Okay. Like nobody cares. Like, and this is what people ask me. They're like, well, do you know the ins and outs of the comp plan? Do you know ingredients? And I'm like, no. As horrible as that sounds, don't ask me a question about it. My team knows that. If they're like, do you know this about comp plan? I'm like, no. Anybody on my team that's asked me that knows that's the truth. I don't know, because that's not what is income producing for me. And that's not feelings for me. You know, yeah, when I started, it was great to post about the bonuses or sample packs or this and that. But if you can start have people feel something, not just sharing features of, like she said, oh, you do 1, 2, 3, and she's been on it for this many days. And is this thing great? Like nobody gives a shit. And that's just the truth, because they need to feel something. And that's how you connect. And it's hysterical that you said that, because on my last training, I was like, I could literally sell toilet paper. And I would have customers, because
I always say that.
I've created a brand. And yes, I sell this product. I love this product. This is the best comp plan for me, the best products, everything. But I am my brand. So it doesn't matter what I sell. It doesn't matter what I do. They connect with me because I made them feel something. So yes, I'm using my 3-step, but they didn't connect to me because of the DFT on my arm or because my shake looked cute this morning. They connected to me because of what I said it made me feel, or how I used to feel and how I feel now, you know, or they don't connect to me saying this is the exact dollar amount of my paycheck. They connect to a feeling that I said about how I used to feel and what I feel now. You have to make people feel something and realize that you are your brand. You need to dig deeper. You need to be more vulnerable. You need to share stuff about you, and that's going to explode your business. Like, I don't enjoy sharing the messy, crappy stuff about my past or my anxiety or my depression or this and that or my bad days, but that's real. And that's what people need. They need to understand. That was kind of what I was talking about like the team environment. Like, you need to be inspiring to people, and you need to add value. And by doing that, you have to share your struggles. You have to share what you've been through, and you have to be real. So I don't care if it's toilet paper or if it's a 3-step. It doesn't matter. Like she said, people are going to be loyal to you because you make them feel something and you're adding value to their life. So every day when you wake up, I tell my team this: don't say, oh, I need to sign this or I need to do this. Like, wake up and say, how am I going to add value to my social media today? What am I going to make somebody feel today? You know, how am I going to help that one person? My favorite messages are when I get one and they're like, I know we don't talk about that one post. Like, I just really needed that today. And I'm like, I did my job. Like, that is what I'm here to do. So you need to be, like she said, transparent and just put it out there. Super quick, I do an answer. I saw Katie asked a question about like weight loss and sharing that if you're not somebody that needs to lose weight. God bless your soul. But I am going to relate this. My girl Kelly, she's tiny, she's cute. I know she's little, but she even just posted a before and after of her face. And it's not that she had lost a ton of weight in her face, but you can just see that she's like happy. And like, she looks like herself, like she feels more confident. So don't be afraid to do before and afters like that, whether it was a selfie from a year ago or whatever. Like, show what's working for you. You don't have to have lost 100 pounds, 50 pounds, 20 pounds. You don't have to. You need to share what feeling it gave you, because the person, you know, Katie, that's maybe watching you, maybe they don't need to lose weight either. You know, they want to feel what you feel. So I think that's all I have. Do you have any other questions? But yeah, be vulnerable and be yourself and know that you are your brand and be authentic, and that's going to change everything. Like she said, if you suck at a certain skill set, or that's not for you, or you're not organized, or you don't know the comp plan or this, it doesn't matter. They need you. Somebody needs exactly who you are, and you just need to work on your self-development so you can be more open in sharing that. And that's going to create success for you.
I see a couple of questions. Chloe said the shortest, most effective way of selling the comp plan. Chloe, I'm going to be very transparent. I tell people I don't know. I will tell them I know how to make money 2 ways: to help people get healthier and to help people join my team. And then if they're like, but how, I'll send them a link, because that's not my strength. I will sometimes talk about in your first 14 days, you can hit VIP 1600 and what that looks like. But beyond that, if you asked me, I know I get paid on 8 levels right now. And if you asked me what percentage I got paid on each level, I would tell you I have no freaking clue. But I make a lot of money. Why? Because I put my head down and work. I have no idea, because that's just not me. I know that if I get out there and inspire, like Em was saying, and go and change people's lives, I'm making money. That my bank account's growing when I'm doing what God's put me here to do. Somebody else asked, It
Well,
was
and I'll
Lisa.
say
Go
super
ahead.
too about us is that like you have to get in that mindset, like I said, of checking yourself, where if we have those moments where we message each other or we're feeling down or we're feeling discouraged, like if my paycheck went down, like I don't spend time in my cloud office trying to look at levels and my pay and this and that. I'm like, well, I didn't enroll enough last week, so I should really get my shit together and I should enroll. You know what I mean? Like that needs to be your mindset, not like trying to dig and see what's wrong and see this and that. You need to hold yourself accountable with that. Just know, like, if you're not where you're at, what are you going to do to get there? What ways are you going to up level? And I saw somebody said, posting about graphics, I kind of said this with just being vulnerable and being your own brand. You are not Thrive. You are you. So your profile doesn't need to say that you're with Thrive. Like, yeah, I think in my job position, it says like 200K with whatever, but I don't have 1, 2, 3 or pre-made graphics, or it doesn't say like in my bio, like easy as 1, 2, 3. And if that's yours, I'm not trying to like get down on you, but that's not your brand. You were your brand. You need to share you. So take that crap off your page. Like people don't care about that. As Courtney said, nobody goes on social media to be sold to. You need to make them feel something and you need to add value. So I even like a week ago, I checked myself and I was like, yeah, I really like that picture of me standing there with my 200K banner, but that doesn't mean crap to anybody else outside this company. And that's not going to make anybody feel anything. So I took it off my featured pictures and I put a picture up of me and Travis, because that's going to make somebody feel something, not that. So focus on the value you're adding and what people are feeling, rather than like just showing the company. Yes, the company is great. The products are great. The content is great. But like she said, they sell themselves. Let them sell themselves. You are you. And that's what somebody needs. Any other questions?
Lisa said, do you feel like when you get to a certain level, your confidence builds up? Because she feels like she needs to be more aggressive in my follow-up. This is my 2 cents, Lisa, and I know you. And I know your hustle, your game. I've seen it firsthand in NOLA and like in San Diego or wherever we were. Were we in San Diego? Yeah, San Diego. No. Your confidence will continue to grow. How you hustle is exactly how you should hustle. I don't follow up. I'm too busy making money talking to the next person. Like, if you want to be on my team, you see me. I'm in your face every day. That should be in your mind, guys. Kind of like that is your follow-up. That is she's still doing her thing when you're posting, right? Because I've had people come and go, okay, fine, I've watched you long enough, right? So I may not be one-on-one following up with them, but I feel like until that person is ready, following up could be thought of as talking them into it, as creating value. No. They've got to do that. So you just keep hustling. You talk to the people, when the opportunities present itself, you share this amazing opportunity, but following up is you staying consistent, you staying in the grind, and people will watch you. People will watch you after you promote. People will watch what you're going to do when you don't promote. People will watch what you're going to do when you publicly announce a goal that you missed. People are constantly watching you, and they'll jump in on their watch, their time, when their time is right. It may be, well, she just promoted, she's too busy for me, she won't work anymore. Then she's still working. Oh, she's still enrolling. Then they jump in. Or they may think, she's not going to be any good, so they'll wait till you do promote. You don't know what people are thinking. All you can do is stay consistent. That's where I would focus. If your aggressiveness, your hustle on is your consistency.
No, I totally agree. And I'll end it with this so we don't have any more questions. But I think it was a couple months ago, I sat down on a Zoom with a life coach that I had met on Facebook, and I loved her to death. And she wanted me to just talk to her about what I felt and what I wanted out of it and what I needed help with. And everything out of my mouth was I need to work harder. I need to do more. I need to do this. And she's like, why do you feel that way? Why do you keep feeling like you're not doing enough or you're not working hard enough? And it's because I was trying to develop things that didn't need to be developed when I just needed to do more of what was me. I needed to find what worked for me and who I was and run with it, not try to duplicate what somebody else was doing. So for me, that meant digging in more of my self-development. That meant learning more about myself. That meant getting more vulnerable. And that's my hustle. that's what that is. You know what I mean? So don't think that you have to be something you're not or do something somebody else is doing. You need to find your thing and run with it. You know, and that's as simple as it is. And that's when that can be your hustles, whatever you're good at and whatever you're authentic with, and just sharing it and adding value to people. Like, you don't have to think that you're in lack of something because you're not more aggressive with this or that, or you're not doing this or that. Like I said, like, I used to follow up like crazy. I don't follow up anymore because I don't have time for it, and I have value on my business. And like she said, I don't need to create that urgency with people with the follow-ups because I'm not convincing anybody of anything. And even if I do, because I mean, I can talk somebody's ear off and I can convince them of what I want, but if they sign up, it wasn't their time. They're not going to do jack. You know what I mean? Like, it needs to be, let it be about them, and then let you be about you, and just focus on, yes, your flow, your alignment, what feels good, and then hone in on it and just make that better, grow that. Like, don't think you have to do a million other different things. You know, if one IPA doesn't work for you, don't do that. Do two of what does work for you. Just dig deeper with that self-development, with self-discovery, with all that, and you will find your hustle and you'll find what freaking works for you. So that's all I got. Do you have anything else?
That's all I got. Thank y'all so much for taking time away from your families and time, you know, out of your Sunday nights. Em and I both love each other, love you guys, and I know she does too, seeing each other's team win. And I love more than anything knowing that we're about to be some crazy people taking over Cabo. It makes me really proud because we have a lot of people going, and I can't wait to hug a lot of you, meet you, and just keep watching you win. It's freaking inspiring. So y'all I get a lot of messages like, oh, you inspire me. Like little Chloe George, where is she? Sent me or said something. I'm like, girl, you inspire me. Like, I love that we all can light each other's fire. So thank y'all for being you. Thank y'all for being on here. Love y'all.
We love you. Bye.
Okay, bye.